What's up guys, my name is Soulless Baby, and today I'm doing another 40 kill challenge video. This time I'm using the loadout that I used whenever I was going for the mountaintop, which is 3 grenade launchers, and I wanted to showcase how you can use it to get your mountaintops if you're still working on them, and how effective this build actually is all around, even though it seems kind of quirky. I will be using heavy for this one because of play of the game. I'm trying to showcase the whole build here, so not so much a heavy crutch, but it's useful for this build's information. I'm using Tops Tree Night Stalker for this so I can get the tether off and get double kills, which does count towards the triumph even if you're using a tether to get it done with a grenade launcher. So that's why I'm using that. Dragon Shadow for the all-around reload whenever I dodge, that way I don't have to worry about swapping weapons and all that kind of stuff. I like the Malicious Birthright for this. I even like that over the mountaintop for this particular build, because you can use proxy nades. A lot of people say that they're not good because they detonate too early sometimes. Shoot it at their feet and you'll be much more consistent with your proximity grenades, as well as you won't have to worry about being as accurate with this thing because there is a little bit of travel time, especially if you don't have one of the ones with high velocity rounds and stuff like that on it. So I really enjoyed this build. I actually mess around with it in Crucible all the time just for fun. Ever since I was doing it to get the mountaintop, I just thought this build was super cool. So the other one that I'm using is the Fighting Lion, obviously, because it uses primary ammo. Don't have to worry about ammo conservation nearly as much. I'll be using Grenade Launcher Scavenger. I only have one on in this clip, but I do rock 2 frequently with a Grenade Launcher Loader. Just didn't want to take the effort to switch the thing over, honestly, to do this video, because it was kind of late in the night whenever I did it. So I end up getting, I think, 44 kills with this loadout, and that's not really too low or too out of the normal is what I'm trying to say. For this build, you can get some really high kills with this just because you're getting so many tags on people, but not necessarily getting the final blows on them. So with Destiny working the way that it does with the kills and assists, it's really effective for you to use this if you're trying to boost a KD a little bit. Now, I'm not saying this is a competitive loadout. It's not in any way, shape, or form. You have almost no short game and very little long range engagements. It's really mid-range, round corners, tight areas, stuff like that, where you're going to thrive if you can get the bangs in and all that stuff. Another thing that I want to say about it is getting the remote detonation down in your mind, how to use it, get it timed out with your geometry around corners and stuff like that. You'll have much more success with this build if you do it that way. A couple of other tidbits is if you're using an Empowering Rift or a Well of Radiance on a Warlock, Fighting Lion will one-shot kill. That's why if you ever see anybody run into there with your grenade launcher, go for it. You'll be able to get those one-shot kills off with the grenade launcher perfectly fine. The dream setup is Rally Barricade with an Empowering Rift or Well of Radiance, because you can just spam your Fighting Lion repeatedly without having to worry about reloading, or a Lunafaction Boots. Anything like that will help you get those kills off much faster. So this is kind of a guide video for the mountaintop as much as it is a 40 kill challenge. But I really enjoyed this build, like I said, and you should definitely try it out in the Crucible if you like using grenade launchers, or if you're struggling to get your mountaintop. This is a good way to force yourself to learn how to use grenade launchers. Things that you want to stay away from: bouncy nades. We don't want any of that in here. We don't need to bounce our nades 75 times off the ground. You want proxies or spikes, depending on how accurate you are. I am not accurate enough with my nade launchers to make use of spikes, really. Even though I have the mountaintop, I don't really use it for this, just because of that. It doesn't have the synergy that I want with the Fighting Lion. So that's the main thing you want to look for, is proxy nades, in my opinion, to get those double kills and stuff like that. Tether is a really useful tool in this, not only for the tether as the super, but for the invis whenever you dodge, as well as using the Dragon Shadow to reload. You'll be able to go invisible, move to a different position, and fire some rounds that way. That way you're not going to worry too much about getting pelted with bullets, because you're not going to be able to fight Luna's Howls and Not Forgottens, pulse rifles. All that stuff is completely out of your range of being able to take them out. This is a flanking build. This is an unexpected build. Not something you're going to be able to do, like drop a 50 bomb here just because of pure run and gun playstyle. It takes a lot of map awareness and game awareness for you to be able to make this build effective. I didn't even think the game that you're watching right now was that great of a game till the very end when I saw the kill-death ratio, and I ended up wanting to use it because it showcases how you can still die a lot like I do in this and come out with a really high KD. It's extremely effective for stuff like that, and I think it's something that people don't use a whole lot just because it's not Chaperone, Dust Rock, Not Forgotten Luna's Howl, and I love doing builds like that. So I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay on this. If it's giving you any helpful insights on the mountaintop, hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel for any more Destiny content. Leave me a comment under this video on how you think this build works for you. With that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.